Hey guys, it's Laura from Review Travel Stories. So today I'm actually at home today, and as another at-home series, I would go on to my top 10 travel tips. So anyway, sort of thought I'll jump into it right now. Number 1, Ziplock bags are your friend. Seriously guys, I would say this right now. Ziplock bags are your friend. Like, I use these ones all the time, and you can get big ones as well. But pretty much I use Ziplock bags for everything. So everything from like dry food to protecting your passport as well. So my passport's always protected in this, and this sort of protects it from rain, bottles, water bottles leaking, any kind of like dirt, bird poo, that kind of stuff. So it's kind of protected in this. Also, it sort of looks a little bit shabby, so nobody's really actually going to realise that this is your passport. So for thieves and stuff like that, you're kind of actually getting it away from the whole. Number 2, less is more when it comes to packing, guys. I'll just say it out now. Less is more when it comes to packing. Just maybe take about 2 or 3 days worth of clothes. Pretty much when it comes to 2 or 3 days worth of clothes, your socks and undies are pretty much your priority with those ones. But I'm just saying, like a nice shirt, a couple of casual clothes, a couple of shorts. If you can access a laundromat, this is where the whole less is more thing is. You can wash your clothes. Seriously, I've been to so many hostels around the world. I've been to so many camping sites around the world, and I want to say this: if you can find yourself a laundromat, that's where you know that you'll only need a couple of days worth of clothes, because you can always wash your clothes in the end. So that's why I say this benefit with using a laundromat, using a washing machine or anything like that if you've got it available to you. So that's why I say less is more. A couple of days worth of clothes. If you're going somewhere, like for me, I'll probably go to rugby, take your team shirt with you, maybe a couple of long pants, track pants, some going out clothes. That's pretty much about it. And then just like when it comes to shoes and stuff like that, pair of jandals, pair of sneakers, and some going out shoes, and that's pretty much about it for me. Take some dry food with you guys. I always seem to find that with this might be like, for me, this always happens with me. I don't know why. There's always a drama with me when I ever go traveling. Something like lost credit cards, lost wallets, being sick, missing flights, missing buses. I seem to do this, alright? So in the case that, say for instance, you're a little bit stuck somewhere, take some dry food with you, because then you know that you've actually got food. I usually take with me, like, again, we'll take that back to Ziplock bags. I'll always take with me a couple of packets of biscuits, a couple of packets of savoury biscuits, 2-minute noodles, some porridge, like cereal of some sort, but I usually just take a little sachet of porridge, and also maybe like biscuit and dip and stuff like that, as in like the little snack things that you'll find in Australia. There's a photo here. So pretty much that actually shows you guys what I would take, and that's actually what I took to me in Europe. So it was probably about 15 days worth of food there. And that's pretty much similar to, say, a ration pack that you might see in the army. That's where I sort of got the idea from. Also, I found that when I go camping, I might do something like that as well. And that's pretty much, if you get sick, you might be in a little bit of financial trouble somewhere, you've always got backup for food. So, and also on top of that, I might take like the pasta and sauce kind of things with me. I might also take tin spaghetti with me, or tin baked beans, and also I would take some other pasta ideas as well, or even like a risotto pack or something like that. That way then, if you're somewhere, all you need to do is pick up some chicken or milk, and you're pretty much set with that. Or padlock, everything. Now anyway, I wished I actually had a padlock to actually show you, but I smashed it last week. But especially in Europe, particularly in Europe, you're going to find that in Europe there are a lot of pickpockets, especially in Rome and Barcelona and Paris. I've been told there are quite a few pickpockets in London, and I felt reasonably safe in London in comparison to Rome and Paris. But I would say padlock everything, and I'm saying this on the top of your bag. Zip your two zip-up together and then lock up your bag with the padlock. This way you're less likely for thieves to actually go rummaging through your bag. Make sure that all your valuables are in that sealed spot, and you're less likely to have any issues with thieves with that. Always make sure that your backpacks are tight as well. That's probably another tip as well that I'd say. Make sure your backpack is tight and on your back. Don't have them swinging off your shoulder or anything like that, because if pickpockets or bag thieves come across, it's snatched onto your bag and they can't really actually get access to it. Yeah. The other thing is, don't use fanny packs or bum bags or anything like that, because that's pretty much an easy access for people to actually come in, take your crap and get out. So, and especially this will happen majority on public transport and crowded places. So, as I always say, get yourself a padlock. It's a combination padlock, which I always have, so at least you know that they've actually come, less likely to get access to it. So that's pretty much a really good idea that I would say, especially in Europe. I would say that out of all the places I've been to, Europe is probably the only place where I actually felt that my safety was a little bit compromised. So yeah. Number 5. Alright, this is coming in 2 parts this time. Number 1, I'm just going to say this: respect the culture and laws in that particular country you're going to. Now, this also goes on to respecting customs as well. So there might be things like might not be able to take photos in certain places. For all my gay travellers out there, some places being a homosexual is still illegal in some places. So maybe actually expressing your love to other people is probably not a great place to do in public. Also in Japan as well, especially if you're coupled up, do not kiss and hug your partner, because it might offend other people. And especially in Japan, it doesn't matter if you're gay or straight, it's not exactly socially acceptable. So make sure that you do actually respect the laws and customs of the place. Some places that I would suggest, especially if you're going to Indonesia and you've got drugs on you, particularly with illegal drugs, make sure that you understand that if you are caught with illegal drugs on you, especially in Indonesia, it doesn't matter if you're going to Bali or Jakarta, that it is punishable by death if you do get caught with these drugs. So just make sure that you do respect the laws in that sense. If you're going to, say for instance, the United Arab Emirates, it might be illegal to actually be drinking in that place because it is under Sharia law. You might also find that in places like the Arab states and stuff like that, you might actually find that, especially for a woman, it might be more appropriate to cover up to actually prevent harassment and stuff like that. So make sure that you've got you covered up to your past your elbows at least. Maybe make sure that you've actually got a shirt on that's actually up to about here. Long pants on. I know in some places it's going to be bloody hot, but it's probably the most respectful way to actually get around the place, especially in some of these countries like the Arab states, because they do actually see a woman as covered up. Not wearing your booty shorts and stuff like that, it's probably not the most appropriate place to do it. Anyway, the other thing second part of this as well is because you're of a certain nationality, it doesn't mean that you're actually immune to the laws and customs of that particular country. Sorry Australia, you guys are actually the worst for doing this. But unfortunately it is embarrassment to actually go overseas and you hear of Australians actually, being so disrespectful to the country and stuff like that. And just because you're an Australian, it doesn't mean that you can get away with this stuff. You're in another country, respect the laws and customs in that country. You don't do it at home, so why it doesn't give you the right to do it overseas. So anyway guys, I'm just going to say that being of an Australian citizenship, it is very embarrassing to see this kind of stories overseas. I've heard of people that actually being turned away from certain hostels and places because of the way previous Australians have done in the past, and it's really sad. Unfortunately, I actually haven't come across this yet, But I do hear really negative stories of Australians doing this, and it's so bad, it's so embarrassing, guys. Okay, number 6. I'm gonna go on to number 6, hydrate. Make sure if you're actually anywhere, doesn't matter if it's hot or cold, you've got to need water somewhere. If you're on a plane, you're gonna need water. So make sure that you've got to hydrate. I actually have a 3-litre bag, which I'm going to show you right here. I have a 3-litre bladder that actually sits in the back of my backpack, which is my day pack. So, and I take that around with me. If I'm going, if I'm traveling by air, I'll have that empty before I actually go through security, and then I'll just fill it up after I go through security, because especially on the airplane travel, the air is quite dry up there. So make sure that you do hydrate. The other thing is I have these back home. It's called Hydrolyte. So it's basically a electrolyte tablet. So say for instance that you might get sick or something like that, you might get a bit of diarrhea, you've got these, and it's basically to help bring your salts back up. I always have these in my bag. So make sure that if you do need them, you've got them in your there. You just basically you just put them into you put 2 to like a cup of water basically, and yeah, they're pretty easy. They just dissolve in the water. So yeah. The other thing is, if you go into certain Asian countries in particular, you might want to need to purchase bottled water before you head anywhere. Always have some extra water with you, because I've noticed that when I was in Seoul that I was told that the piping there wasn't really good. It was quite old, so it was advisable to drink bottled water. So I did that the entire time I was there. You might need to actually brush your teeth with bottled water. It also goes to upper third world countries as well. You might need to brush your teeth with bottled water. You might need to drink with bottled water. You might need to actually boil your food with bottled water as well. So always keep bottled water if you need it. Number 7. The best thing that I could ever advise to anybody is grab yourself a running planet guide. This way you can actually research yourself on the destination that you're going to. And I'm going to say this now, as you guys might know from actually seeing this recent video, you guys might actually know that I went on the ferry last weekend to do my little thing on the street markets. And while I was on the ferry, some person that with the tourist, he didn't actually realise that this ferry did not go to the Gold Coast. Research, guys, research. Make sure that you guys are actually sort of researching where you need to go, what you need to do. Now for me, I'm kind of terrified about going to Tokyo on the subway. So I know my way around Seoul on the subway slightly, I've sort of seen, but I sort of figured it out. I need to get the Skyliner from Narita Airport to Ueno, then I have to change trains at Nihon Dashi, then I have to check, and then I have to get off at Takaracho. So I think I've got it sorted for Tokyo, so when the couple of days, so we'll sort this one out when it gets there. And make sure you research where you need to go, what you need to do. The other thing is, especially here in Australia and New Zealand, distances very big. So distance between Sydney and Brisbane is about 12-hour driving. The distance between Auckland and Wellington is about 8 hours driving, and the distance between Christchurch and Queenstown, because you have to cross the Southern Alps in particular, is about 10 to 11 hours of driving. So make sure that you are aware of driving distances, especially if you are driving in and around Australia and New Zealand, because it might look little on the map, but it ain't that little. So the other thing is, make sure that you know where you're going in certain places, especially knowing from my research and going to New York City, some neighbourhoods ain't safe. You might get shot for just walking down the streets, and make sure that you know where you're going and what you're doing and where to go and where not to go. So that's why I always recommend these books. I'm going to just say this is the number one reason why these books are actually probably one of the best sellers when it comes to travel guides. They know their shit. They know their shit. So make sure that you pick up one of these books if you can. This one is for Tokyo. You can get these on ebook. So for my iPad, for my iPhone or iPad, you can actually download them on ebooks and actually use them as well. You can get phrase books and dictionaries. So I've got all, I'm pretty much set for Japan and Korea now, even though I can speak a little bit of Korean since I've been studying it. So yeah, pretty much that's number 7. Number 8. No, I can't do it. Number 8.
So apparently by law I'm not supposed to be actually giving you guys financial advice in the next tip. Make sure to check out the product disclosure statement in the links below in the description, whether or not this product is actually right for you. But this is my own personal experience with this product.
Hey guys, make sure that you grab yourself a prepaid credit card or a cash card or some sort of cash passport before you leave. I'm just going to say it. If you want to try and save yourself money on credit card fees or trying to keep your money safe and stuff like that, I would recommend personally the Qantas Cash Card. Now this is mine personally, so this actually acts as a frequent flyer card, but it also acts as a prepaid MasterCard, so that's mine without the, I'm not going to show you my credit card details. So that's mine, and then I just go onto the app or go onto the internet and I can load up. Bonus thing is about Qantas Cash is that you can actually load up and use that money immediately with a 1% fee, which is really good. You can also change the PIN number on this as well, so it's really good. So anyway guys, this card actually comes in several currencies. The downside is you cannot choose your currencies, so it only comes in set currencies and set prices. So pretty much it will come in Australian dollar, Japanese yen, US dollar, British pound, euro, Thai baht, New Zealand dollar, Singapore dollar, Hong Kong dollar, Canadian dollar, and also the United Arab Dirham as well. So pretty much it only comes in those certain currencies, unfortunately. But if you guys do need money but you don't want to use a credit card, I would recommend to contact your bank and see if they do a debit card situation for overseas travelling. But I would suggest, if anything, to have a card of some sort. Don't use cash if you can, in case your wallet is stolen, because the thing is that these things are replaceable, money is not. So make sure that if you need to actually get cash, use a designated or a preferred ATM that your bank or service provider might actually recommend you to use. Number 9. I would recommend if you use an app called Trippin. So basically the reason why I would say that is in the case that you lose any of your itineraries or anything like that, or your booking codes are in this app, if I can show you. So pretty much this is Trippin. You can see it, I don't know if you can, probably not. Anyway guys, that's Trippin. It's an app. I'll actually put all the links down below for you guys. But in the case that you, say for instance, lose your booking codes that you might have in a hard copy, or if you perhaps even lose the itinerary that might be in a hard copy or something like that, you've got this downloaded, you've got it stored in your app, then it has all the details of where your flights are, where you're going and stuff like that. So then when you actually go to check-in, then you can actually show them this is my booking code and stuff like that, and then that's a little bit more easy, and you can actually go paperless in the end. So that's what I would highly suggest, is get yourself Trippin. It also gives you alerts in case you're, say for instance, travelling for business, and it'll actually tell you when that you actually are leaving. It'll come up with an alert within about 2 days before departure, saying your trip's coming up and stuff like that. You can also store your frequent flyer details on there. And you can also, if you pay for the Trippin Pro, you can also check for how busy it is on the flight or whatever else. It'll also give you maps to the local area where your hotel or wherever you're staying is as well. So it's pretty good that way. You can also check it out online on the internet, on the computer as well. So I really recommend Trippin if you really need to do it. And then this way, just in case you lose something or you misplace something, then you've actually got it stored on your phone, and then you can just show it when you go to check-in. Anyway guys, number 10, my last one. Now this is my big tip, do not overdo it. I'm going to say if you got everything planned out to a T and stuff like that, I've done that, I don't do that anymore. One reason why is I've been sick in New York City. I had everything planned to a T what I was going to do. I got sick, wound up in hospital. My entire 6 days I was supposed to be in New York got completely ruined. So don't overdo it. And I would just say that from being sick I could only do very limited things after that. I spent most of my time in bed and it was just completely a nightmare. So that's why I say don't overdo it. When you fly in, you might be all excited, I want to go out, I want to do everything. You're going to find out that jet lag's probably going to hit you about 10 minutes later. So that's why I say don't overdo it. I would recommend with jet lag, just try and actually take it easy for the next couple of days. The worst time you're ever going to actually get jet lag is when you're flying east. Flying west, I don't get it so much. Flying east, you'll get it quite a bit. So make sure that when you actually get to a destination, you probably find out you really want to do all of this, do all of that, and then thing is that jet lag, illness, dramas at home, that's probably what's going to come first, and then you're going to find out that you can't do everything that you really wanted to plan out. So make sure that when you get there, just don't overdo it. You're going to find that you've only got one body. You're going to find out your holiday is going to be ruined if you keep pushing yourself to do everything. And that's where most of the stress happens. So, and then the reason why that we travel is to get away from stress and to actually have a relaxing holiday, guys. Alright guys, I hope that you guys actually enjoyed my video, and I really actually enjoyed actually giving you guys tips on what to do and where to go and stuff like that. So anyway guys, next week I'm probably going to do a couple more of these videos, and I'll have another one up next Tuesday for you guys. So anyway, I'm going to have everything from guided tours to traveling solo, budget airlines, what to do, what not to do, flying with food intolerance or allergy, also traveling with a medical condition as well. I'm going to have a couple more of them, traveling on a budget. Also, I'm going to be doing closer to me leaving in Japan. I'm going to do another one for packing for Japan and South Korea. Alright guys, I really hope that you guys actually enjoyed my video, and I look forward to sharing my stories with you. Alright guys, bye!